Hi again, guys. So a little bit more about songwriting. I sort of introduced my whole spiel in the previous video, but I wanted to mention a couple more things. First of all, how I do my songwriting. Well, my thinking on it is, I guess because I'm a writer and a poet, so I think of it more like in that style, kind of. Like, I almost call things stanzas sometimes, and I'm like, wait, no, it's a verse. You know, I'm even using like poetry language. So, but basically what I try to do is, I start out with a verse, but like an interesting one, like, you know, like the first lyrics I sing, I try to, it's almost like when you write an essay and you have an attention getter. That's how I think about writing songs. So I'll make the first verse, and then I go into the chorus, and then I go into verse 2, and then I sing the chorus, and then I always try to maybe crescendo a little bit from that chorus, from that time that I do the chorus, to a bridge. And usually in a bridge there's a key change, but since I'm not quite ready to play guitar yet with the songs, I don't think I've really been doing a key change vocally. So it's easier to hear, obviously, when you have instruments helping you, but it's just my voice right now. So, and my head, like inside my head there's music going on, but that's really hard to, you know, sort of manifest into reality. So anyway, and then after the bridge, I usually sing the chorus one more time, and then I usually end with like maybe repeating the last few lines of the chorus, or adding, you know, a little variation to the last line of the chorus, something like that. And that's how I end. So that's my thinking as far as structure of my songs. As far as content, well, obviously, maybe it's not obvious, but all of my songs are written based on my life. So, I mean, like, one of the songs, Wish Upon a Star, that's based on my Italian aunt. You know what I mean? Like, I write my songs based on my experiences, and they're usually about people. Actually, I find my songs very people-centered. So, I mean, I have a song for every ex-boyfriend ever, which is why I like Taylor Swift. I know people make fun of her, but I love her because in a different world, if I were famous, I would be her. Like, that's my main songs are about ex-boyfriends and ex-fiancés, and you know what I mean? Just, so, and they're happy and they're sad and they're all of the above. I feel like, as far as all the spectrum of human emotions, there's not a lot that can compare with how romantic love makes you feel. Like, it makes us crazy. So there's so many emotions there, you know, love, anger, hate, like there's so much going on, sadness, hurt, pain, like, so I feel like there's a lot to work with. I feel like I'm sort of like a sculptor, like I'm like sculpting the emotions into a song. And so, yeah, and I mean, I do have some songs on life, and, you know, I have some fun songs that are sort of random, but for the most part, I'm very people-centered with my songwriting, and I love Taylor Swift, so don't hate on her, because she's awesome. And then, I guess, the only other thing I wanted to say is just, I found that some people will dismiss a song really, you know, really quickly. They'll just be like, oh, that sucks. I mean, not on the radio, like songs that, you know, were written by friends or people they know or something, or, you know, small-time bands that aren't famous. But the only thing I have to say on that, and that's fine, because everybody has, you know, different musical tastes. Like, if somebody only likes country, then they're probably not going to like a lot of my songs. Though I do sometimes have a country twang, but for the most part, you know, mine are, like, they would be, like, in the pop category. I mean, I have a couple rock songs, but I'm not really good at singing them. I need a rock voice to do that. So yeah, but my thing is just don't dismiss a song unless you yourself have written a song, because songwriting, though it's easy for me, it's actually not totally easy for me. It's pretty easy. Poetry's easier, but songwriting, I had to kind of shift my skill set of writing poems to writing songs, and it is a little bit different, but it is pretty easy for me. But just because that's so, doesn't mean that, you know, it's just like you can just brush it off, you know? So I hope you like my songs, but if you don't, you're not allowed to dismiss them unless you yourself are a songwriter, because I feel like that's really hypocritical to judge something which you have no clue about. You know what I mean? It's almost like if I go into the art museum and I'm like, this painting sucks. Dude, I have no clue, like, how to paint. I mean, how to, like, draw something. Like, I draw stick figures. So, you know what I mean? Do you see what I mean, though? Like, I don't want to hear any hypocrisy, because I've actually heard it a lot just throughout society. Like, people are like, oh, that sucks. I'm like, really? Have you done that before? And they're like, no. I'm like, well, then where do you get off saying that it sucks? So anyway, songwriting is awesome and somewhat challenging sometimes, but for the most part, it's pretty easy. But anyway, so that's all I have to say about that, and more later.